Matt Lenihan, Boxing Social in association with Forged Irish Stout, Empire Fight Store and freebets.com. We're here. Josh Warrington, do you need a haircut, pal? You don't normally let it get this long.
Yeah, it's like a lockdown hairstyle. It's going a bit crazy. I'm just I'm
enjoying it a bit.
I'm holding on to it. I'm not going to lie. I am receding. It fucking happens to the best of men. So yeah, I'm just letting it go a bit longer. I don't care if I look like a twat. I enjoy it.
Well, look, done a bit of a workout here today. I know you've been ticking over for a while now. Obviously, we'll come to what's been sort of circling around. I know we've interviewed a couple of times since the new year about the Leigh Wood rematch. It's come out since then that the City Ground can't be accommodated for that. So I suppose obvious question was to just start with what sort of next? Have we been talks of having that fight anyway? Do you think that the rematch will happen regardless of the City Ground? Where are we at with it?
So yeah, the City Ground died a death in early January. Quite frustrating because speaking with the Matchroom team, October, November time, even end of November when I was over in Dublin with Reece Mould, seeing all the guys there, and they were very, very confident it was going to happen. So our plan of action was just be prepared. Mm-hmm. Then early December we got the date given, so we could plan everything around that date, and focus on getting into the new year and moving up weights, etc. And then it went a little bit quiet, and then news started circulating, and then we had the confirmation text that it's definitely not going to happen, which is frustrating because kind of prepare for that. You don't just change your boxing career, you change your lifestyle. Everything has to work around them dates because that's what it is. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. And I knew initially Leigh had said, I've no interest in fighting Josh now. If it's not going to be at the City Ground, then I don't need to fight him. But I feel that the more time that's passed since, that he's starting to get a bit frustrated because there's no really come up for him. So he's probably had a rethink that, this might be my only option. So and it makes more sense.
It's almost like I feel like it's a bit of a crossroads, not in terms of nearing the end of your career or we need to do this, that and the other. What I mean is you're in a position now where you're in your 30s, you have achieved such a lot already, but because of the multiple, I suppose, options that you still have, it needs to be right in terms of your preparation. For instance, I know you said last time out, look, that'll be my last fight down here, we're going to move up, but then you might end up putting on weight and trying to maintain that, and then a big offer might come back down that weight. Yeah. So are you almost now like eager to find at least something out so that you can get your preparation bang on for it, because a big part of you is making sure that you are within a certain weight for a certain time so you can crack on and then be the best version of yourself?
Yeah, 100%. It's all especially in this career, it's all about timing. I've made feather for a long time, and I had said, prior to the Leigh Wood fight, that probably going to be the last one at feather, unless another big opportunity was going to come straight away. But it's like we're really specific with what we're trying to achieve. So if the fight was going to be at super feather, then we train like we're going to be a super featherweight fighter. It's only £4, but it's there's a little bit more science in it than people think. They might just look at my dad and think daft lad and tubby lad or whatever. But
nah, trust me, if people come down here, blow your mind with some of the stuff he comes out with. It's unbelievable. Like.
That's my point, mate. It's you can't judge a book by its cover. There's a lot more thinking and strategy that goes into it. So like I say, you need a bit of time, to know which division you're going to be going up. If, like I say, if an opportunity comes at the featherweight, then you want to make sure that you have enough time to prepare for bringing the weight down. I'm not saying that I'm walking around fucking a few stone heavier than feather, but you want to be just knowing what you're aiming to. Aiming towards. If you're going to be an higher division, you don't want to just think, all right, I don't have as much weight to take off, so it's fine. No, because things are done specifically to being comfortable in that division. So it's and it just helps when you have an idea, a little idea, just a plan of what we're looking towards. And if that don't happen, then a plan B. But when things are changing week by week, which it has been more or less done since the Wood fight is not going to happen at City Ground, it just gets you a bit frustrated, and all you can really do is control what's you can control, and that's training.
In terms of what is next, have you had initial talks with Matchroom, either Eddie Hearn or Frank Smith, to say, look, this is the position we're in? Have they give you any sort of feeling on, what Leigh would like to do? I'm sure Leigh's probably mulling his options over, because I know he spoke about that being his dream. You've had that at Ellen Road and at Headingley, and you've had them sort of big stadium, big fight moments. He wanted that, I think, almost to sort of tick box that last thing in the cap off that bit in his career. Have you had any indication from them of what's necessary? Is it silent? Are you a bit in limbo? What is it?
Yeah, it has been a little bit like that, but I think it's been like that because they don't really know. There's been a few names floated about, a few names flirted with. Obviously, they've got to make sure that he's happy. And I understand that being a bit upset with not getting the City Ground fight, which obviously I can see that frustration, but you can't keep on fucking sulking. Time moves on. Let's get a fight somewhere else. Let's get it in an arena. And if you can't do that, then, or if you don't want to do that, then just say, listen, no intention, and get from your side, get yourself matched up with someone else, so you're showing that you're fucking no intention. And whilst you're hanging about, the option's still there. So,
in terms of that, then obviously, I suppose you can do Leeds, you could do probably Ellen Road or Headingley. I'm sure him from his part, because he won the fight before, he wouldn't maybe be too keen on coming up there, no matter if it did offer him a bit more money for I suppose for obvious reasons on a lot of part, depending on how much he's getting paid. I would have thought would come into that, but also, would you make that concession of if he wanted it at the Nottingham Arena, would you be willing to go there? It is an away day, it's not the stadium, but is that something you would like to do?
It's not something I'd like to do, but I would do it. I would do it, yeah. Obviously, he got the win last time, so yeah, I would do it. I would do it if you come down to that. If that's the way to get him over the line. I'm getting looked after as well in terms of pay packet. Then yeah, of course I'd do it. No problem with that whatsoever. I'm not fucking gonna be screaming and shouting about where it wants to be. I'm not gonna scream and shout about I want to go to Leeds. But like I say, it's getting to a stage now, Matt, that I'm kind of like, I ain't fucking arsed, not just about him, but if I've got to go to the States and fight someone in the States, or other guys, then I'll do it. I'm just get me out there, just get me busy, get some momentum going again. And it's like, some people have said, why can't you just have some takeovers? Like, what's point in a pointless takeover? Like, it's
not going to do anything for you really, apart from a fight night. I suppose keep your tools sharp. You're doing that here, right?
Yeah, you can do so much in decent sparring. There's so much in decent sparring. You don't need to, put them out 8 ounce gloves on and risk, knocking them up for a month or so, or getting a head clash and getting a cut or anything like that. Very comfortable about going back into the ring, but it's got to be for something. It's got to be. I'm at 35 fights deep. 7 world title fights, 8 world title fights. So don't need to be fucking about with stupid fights. So yeah, just waiting for the phone to go with a serious fight.
In terms of alternative options, because I think the Leigh Wood thing will rumble on until you get clarification, and until then we won't know what's going on. But you've options. You've always got options, especially coming off the performance, forgetting the ending for a minute. One fight you are linked with everything that's gone on with Saudi Arabia now, with hearing there's going to be Eddie Hearn versus Frank Warren. There's obviously Vargas Nick Ball happening. That would then mean that obviously with that fight they're proposing, maybe you fight the winner, that you'd have to drop down again. Is that something you'd consider? Is that a viable option for you?
Again, times and dates would have to be, notified, because they couldn't just, wait for them guys to fight and then spring it on me straight away, because it's not like I'm not in the gym. I mean, of course I'm in the gym, but it's like I'm a bit in between. I'm a bit in limbo at the minute. I'm in between the divisions, and like people say, it's only £4, but like I say, there's, repeating myself, it's quite specific, Matt. Yeah. It's quite specific on what we do and what we how to see us training. If that means like building up muscle to go up a division, then that's what we do. But it's like you need time to. Yeah. Once you're in this limbo, you need time to go. If you were to go back down, so listen.
If you were given the proper notice,
I were given the proper notice, and then I'd have to consider. Of course, I'd love an opportunity, and some like I've called for the Ray Vargas fight for a while, and obviously people seem to be raving a lot by Nick Ball. We've had an interesting sparring session in the past, so I'm sure that'd make for an exciting fight. But like I say, I'd need the proper notice.
Also, moving up like you want to do as well. When I spoke to Eddie Hearn, I said, look, now this fight's off the table, what's the options for both? Obviously, without fighting each other, you've the likes of Joe Cordina, who wants a big fight. Obviously, you fit the bill for that. Oshaki Foster, there was Lamont Roach, who I think has had his mandatory called. When that got said, I think his mandatory must have been called either that day or after, because it's not a viable option now. But is that what it's about for you? If it's not a Leigh Wood, trying to work out how you get into a position for, I suppose a Cordina fight's big over here, but you're still needing to get across the pond, aren't you?
I'm not the son wanting to do, Matt. Want to take the box. Obviously, any accolade that you get now, it's just just nice on the CV. But it's for my own personal things. I'd like to just go over to the States, just take that box off, and fucking people might say he's got a mad obsession with States, and it's not to fight a specific person or anything. Obviously, I'd like a big fight over there.
Shaki Foster would be a good fight. I know Joe Cordina's been linked and stuff, but you don't know. Cordina might end up fighting Wood, might leave that title free to fight for if they could. I don't know how they do that in terms of their mandatories, but that'd be a big fight for you.
Yeah, most definitely. And like I say, it's just took that box. I've been wanting to do it since I won the world title like 6 years ago. I've been wanting to go to the States and just have a taste of what it's like fighting out there, and just took that box in my own personal career. So yeah, and there's big opportunities, some big fights up over in States at Super Feather, and I look up the division and think, I've made featherweight for a long time, and not saying it's struggled or anything like that, but just having that bit more comfort. Sometimes I get back into the gym and I start sparring with lads and I have a bit more weight on me, and I feel fucking so much stronger, and I feel I'm much more resilient as well. Yeah. So be interesting to see how that is, with the gloves on, under the lights.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we get some news soon. I mean, I feel like it's been sort of rumbling on, and it can't be good for you who's wanting to stay active, stay obviously in the gym, but I think it's quite a hard period for a boxer to be in, because you're working towards something that you don't know what's coming. Is that how you feel? It's almost like, you're turning up, you're doing your work, you always will do anyway, because I know you're fit and in shape, but when they're in that carrot there of fight nights in 2-3 months, it's a bit like, is it a bit draining on you kind of thing?
Yeah, it's draining on. It's my job, so I never think, I can't be fucking arsed today, because it's like, you've got all the hours in the world to come and train for an hour, train for 2 hours, train for however long, so that really don't really bother me. But it's like other things, like I won't plan a family holiday, for instance. I won't plan on going to see friends or relatives or up and down the country. I can't plan things with my kids, and listen, I understand. I'm not fucking crying about it because it's work, it's your job, but it does overtake your life.
Yeah.
It does overtake your life, and
Well, it is your life, isn't it?
that's it. And like your kids, before you know it, fucking hell, my kids are 6-year-old now, and it's like, I know this career doesn't last forever, and you're fucking gonna strike white lines up, but it's just there's no direction with life when you don't have the fight. So, and selfishly, that's how my household is dictated. Everything is dictated around the boxing. If daddy or husband Josh has got a fight, then everything gets changed. Don't matter what's coming up, it all gets centered around the fight, and that's just how it is. And unfortunately, when we're in this fucking nothing area, yeah, this cold zone, and it's just frustrating.
Yeah, you mentioned there.
Against the wall, basically.
Yeah, you mentioned there, like, obviously boxing dictates everything, but that's because boxing's almost give you everything as well, aren't
That's
it?
true. That's true. No, boxing has given me everything, and again, I sound like I'm sulking, but he's got to see from, outside looking in, and say, what the fuck's he moaning about? But as someone who's always been in the gym, working, and it's like, you're doing all the training, and listen, I fucking love training, Matt. I love training.
Yeah,
but when you're seeing your gym mates alongside you, and they're all preparing for dates, and they've got goals at the end of it, and you're training, and sometimes you need a why. What's your why? Especially on the days where you do come in, you think, I'm tired. I'm a bit tired today from like last couple of sessions, or you've had an hard sparring session. You come back in the day after, like sometimes that why pulls you over, or maybe it makes you dig a little bit deeper. But when you don't have that why, then it is tough.
If you had the options on the table now of a Leigh Wood rematch at 130, or go back down for a world title, what would sway you? Because you've had the world title, tick boxes. To become a 3-time world champion, I suppose, it is amazing. I know the defeats sort of burn at you specifically. Every one of them, actually. Yeah. I mean, we've talked like night and day about each one, and I know that how much you'd probably have to rerun all them back. But what would you do?
To be honest with you, I'd be looking to the rematch of the heavyweight, and that's not because I fear anything at featherweight, but it's just the fact that I had planned, and I've started, and like I say, it's been something that's been floated around for, well, probably since I re-signed with Matchroom. Mm-hmm. We had things in our contracts then about 1 or 2 fights, then stepping up, and I have mentioned it. Obviously, we had the Lara sagas, and then I won the world title against Kiko, and then it was like, this could open doors to unifications again. Mm-hmm. So that kept me in the featherweight bubble. But in last year was a frustrating year from January until October. Yeah. Waiting for fights but there were moments in that camp when I did say that this may be my last one at feather. Not because I'm struggling or because I'm finding it difficult or anything like that, but just for that next stage. Yeah. If you have fighters who win a title division, they don't fucking hang about. They move on. They move on, and they become multiple weight champions. And it's a different challenge, another step up. And I feel that what's kept me at featherweight is trying to get the unification. Yeah. From first winning it, having my first defence against Frampton, and then finding mandatory in Gallard, and from there onwards, just constantly wanting that fucking unification. Yeah. And obviously not getting that. It's like a time where you need to just fucking let something go.
I feel like obviously because of the career you've had, and like it is like a movie. I know you've had a movie on it, but you've got this one thing about America that seems to burn in you like a world title. And I know we talked about, you did an interview earlier about ceilings, and you're trying to, it's your why, and you don't come in here and you can tell you don't slack even after everything you've achieved. But if you did manage to fight in America, win, lose, draw or whatever, would you be more at peace with going, you know what, I'm not ready to retire, but I'm content. Would that make you content? I suppose it depends on what happens, because if you go out there and blaze someone over, you'd light another fire, wouldn't it? But do you think about that and think, you know what, if I could just do that, my mind might be like, it'd be a weight off kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel I'm always going to have them little things in my head. Like, if I'm still active, so that's and this is a fucking crazy sport, Mark. Things can change, you know. But like the thing of can you that never getting that fight, like especially after seeing Leigh boxing as well. I another box that come for the Ring magazine belt, you know, and that niggles away with me. But the thing now with America is, like you say, I've been saying it for a long time, and I still believe it can happen. There's no reason why it fucking can't. So, and I've said it for a long time. Then, yeah, ticking that will be like, yeah, it's another one. It's another one done.
Sleep easier.
Yeah, sleep easier. It's another one done. And then, like, what else do you want to do? I feel there's always going to be something there. Because if I didn't have anything there, then I'd stop.
Yeah.
If I didn't have a burning desire, then I'd just stop. I might get to a stage of doing America, then might think, oh, you know what, I want to be a 2-weight world champion. Definitely, we need to get world title now. Then I'll be happy. Then I might say, fucking hell, now I'm a 2-weight world champion. I want to be a unified world champion again. But yeah, I guess there's always going to be something there, mate.
Always be something there, but in terms of like them goals, if that's done, I think you're in your own mind, you'd be like, you know, what else is there to do apart from America?
Win more belts.
It's still there, isn't it? After everything you've done, the money you've earned, it's still there for me. Because most fighters are like, most money, this, that, and the other. Not once ever does money ever come out of your mouth. No. Ever when we have these conversations, it's always, no matter what you've earned, and obviously with big fights become money anyway. But you're like, it's got to be this. It's got to be this. Yeah. What are you going to do when eventually you have to take a step back and go, and I'm going to have a manager or coach? Do you look and think, you know, I have to be involved in boxing after this, I don't have to train, I have to do this? Because I think you've done your seconds and all that.
I've got my trainer's license. And, you know, I'd like to obviously do that down the line, but I feel that I probably would have a year off of boxing. Well, I do punditry and stuff, but as in terms of, because I mean, I get invested. Yeah. I get invested, fucking, like, my own energy, not just physical but emotional energy as well, you know. Seeing over in Dublin, we're fucking and over in America when I'm with the lads, you know, I'm passionate, you know, with everything I do, and especially with boxing. So I think I'd need to have a bit of a break from it when that day comes. But yeah, and it scares me. It fucking petrifies me. It does petrify me because, you know, fucking this has been my life, you know, routine and stuff. But that's why I want big opportunities now, and people say, you don't fucking deserve them. Well, who does deserve them? Who does? And like, what do you want me to do? Fucking drop down to that cell, ever come back up?
And what are you going to do when you're getting offered them? Say, oh no, I'll tell you what, give it to someone else.
Yeah, exactly. You know, fucking, I've beaten everyone at the fucking top level. You know, the man who's man of the moment, you know, boxing his head off for fucking, you know, for 7 rounds up until him stopping me. And so, you know, I know I'm still there, and that's the thing, what of inactivity in between, not getting the dates. Yeah. You know, people fucking start thinking, is this still there? It's still about, still going. They don't see what goes on in here. Mm. So.
Yeah, because there were a lot of doubts before that, and I think you shut them down sort of 4 or 5 rounds in. My phone was going off ringside, and they're like, "Oh, your eyes on it." I said, "Yeah, I'm trying to tell you." So he just needed the fight. Yeah.
Mate, I would enjoy myself. And you know what? It was fucking easy. Yeah, I'll say it was easy. I was surprised how easy it was. You know, fucking Kayleigh fuck can say whatever he wants about, you know, fucking it was meant to happen and blah blah blah. Lying bastard. It was easy, and I could see the fucking distressed look on his face, and he's lucky, you know, because I'm not the one to make excuses, but if I'd have been 100% right, I'd have fucking put my foot on the gas a lot earlier and closed the show. But I just wanted to make sure that I had enough to get the job done. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he got fucking rubber green.
Do you believe you stop him in a rematch at whatever weight?
Whatever weight. They talk about him being fucking a lot stronger or whatever. Fucking hell, works both ways, mate. It's like I'm gonna be stronger. And listen, they say what he wants. He fucking knows. He said them words after me in a little moment where we had some words, and he fucking knows I can hurt him. So yeah, if everything goes right in my camp, then yeah, I fucking don't see final bell.
Well, look, we've chopped it up for a bit now. I know you've had a long day, so I appreciate you giving us some of this time. We'll catch up again, hopefully when you've actually got some news on what's coming up, whether it's a world title fight, Leigh Wood rematch, or a trip to the States for whatever and whoever in your mind. So, yeah, appreciate your time, and we will catch up soon.
Nice one, Matt. Thank you as always.
We need to think of a new advert for freebets.com.
Get your best betting offers from freebets.com.
Yeah, that'll do.
The following deals are now live.